Yes, fantastic. So we are live right now on the page and welcome you all to the Inspiring Innovators Talks with Keithan show. So this week we have a very special guest. So Miss Sindhu Arun. So thank you so much for joining on this particular amazing show where we actually focus on inspiring and building an innovation culture and impact the youths. So that is a very important strength of the nation, and we bring in the best of the best entrepreneurs, innovators, experts in the industries who have been there and done that, so who have gone through the journey of what everyone goes through, like having the challenges, failures, problems, but they break through and make something really great to the society. And thank you so much, Sindhu ma'am, for joining us all here in this particular amazing journey. We are all excited. Guys, if you are excited and ready to learn, so what I want you to actually type it down in the comment box is type it down RTL, ready to learn. Everybody type it down RTL, RTL. And if you're already making it happen, show some love, give some thumbs ups. Yes, I can already seeing thumbs ups and hearts coming up. Fantastic, guys. Give more thumbs ups and hearts so that many more people start joining in. And if you're tuning on to this, I would love to actually make you share this to those people who could actually get inspired from this particular show as well. Because I know for sure, so many of you are joining in here are women. If you're joining in here as women, so share it with those women like your friends, colleagues, so who could get inspired by this amazing story. So thank you so much, Sindhu ma'am, again for joining us all the way from Tamil Nadu, Chennai. Right, so over to you, Sindhu ma'am.
My pleasure. See,
Fantastic.
I'm super excited to connect with you, Keithan. I know you're doing a wonderful job. We know each other for last 3 years. I'm seeing your journey. In fact, when you were at college, I know you. So you're so proactive. I know you're going to create history in this world. So let us go. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. So before we get started on this particular journey, guys, so just type it down. Where are you guys coming in? So because so this is something that where you are here to actually take in massive amount of value from this, and you know that as usual when we go through this particular show, we will be having a lot of golden values, golden nuggets that we are going to take home back, and what we are going to implement that in your systems, in your career, in your life as well, so that you can actually have amazing transformational journey as well. Just type it down. Where are you guys coming from? I see here Shreya coming from Tumkur. I see Lakshmish coming from Udupi. Fantastic. Dikshit coming from Belur. So Namita from Nitte. Vamshi from Dharmavaram, Andhra Pradesh. And we have Kirtana coming from Tiptur. Pallavi coming from Hosanagara. Karthik coming from Sringeri. Pratik Kamath coming from Udupi. Fantastic, guys. Pavana Adve, Karnataka. So Hassan, fantastic, guys. Type it down. Where are you guys coming from? Karthik from Mangalore. So Chikkabalapur. Fantastic. So we have Rakshita coming from Sagara, Shumoga. So great to see all of you joining in and keep sharing this, because I know for sure this is going to be, because once we are live, right? So that is when we are going to take maximum value. So make sure that you stay till the end to receive as much of golden values as possible, right? So starting with this particular journey and this episode, so I want to start with your journey, Sindhu ma'am. So how did it all started? Like when, like if give us a brief background about your story, your journey. How did it all started, your college life, and to starting and becoming an innovator and becoming an entrepreneur in that particular journey? Let's go with that.
Yeah, awesome. So when I was studying, I studied engineering. I did my BTech IT. All of my back in 2002, like 2002 to 2006, I was studying BTech IT. So I saw everyone was back. I was most of them are like, I want to take my job because I'm doing IT. I want to join a MNC company. So most of them were like that. But I don't know why. I thought, I have to do something different, because there are a lot of people there go and work in MNC, because my relatives were into business. I was keenly watching, their lifestyle and the impact they're making, and how they are setting goals. So somehow that entered into my mind. Though my parents were teachers, we are from middle class and my parents were teachers. Though I was though they were we were from middle class, and I was watching my relatives to do a good business, and I thought, why not I do a business? So it was there in my mind right from the second year of my college degree. And in
Mm.
fact, the third year, what happens when the placement comes in, no, into the college, and I told my placement officer that I don't want to attend this placement because I want to go out of this country. Because until then, my world was my home, school, college.
Mm.
I was revolving around only in this area. Then I realized that if I need to know what is happening in the world, I need to first of all go out of the world. I need to get exposure. So that was decided, and I told my placement officer. My placement officer was like, he was laughing. In 2003, I think I shared this with my placement officer, and he was laughing. Do you think from this small town, from this small college, you think you can go to UK? And he was laughing because he didn't have the belief on me. In fact, he didn't have the belief on him because I am his student. I mean, I'm his college student, and he should have the belief. But he didn't have that belief, and he was laughing. And he asked me the direct question. So, if you're saying this, can you take the white paper, and write it to me that from here onwards, I'm not going to attend the placements. So he was just checking upon me on my confidence, and immediately I asked him the A4 sheet. Sir, please give me the A4 sheet. And I started writing. I signed it. So thank you so much. I will not attend any more placements because I'm not going to work. It's no point attending the placements and getting placed and grabbing some other's opportunity. And then I walked off. At that point of time, note this point, I didn't know to speak in the language English because
Mm.
I was studied in Tamil medium. I only know to speak in Tamil.
Mm.
So, but then I decided to go to UK. Then the language of that country is English. I have to learn the language. So, with the help of my friends, I started speaking English very, very, wrongly. I make a lot of errors. I had a friend. I have a friend called Maggie. We call her Maggie. So Maggie used to correct me, Sindhu. This here you have to put was, there you have to put where. That's how my journey started to like, that's how I started learning the language. Then after learning the language, I was telling my parents I need to go to the top ranked university. I don't want to study in any university. Like if I might get the seat in any university, but I don't want to go there. I want to study in top ranked university. And my parents were like, okay, fine. And my parents and relatives all helped me to raise the loan. And I went there. I studied in University of Warwick. That was my dream come true moment because I didn't know the language, and I didn't step out of even my house before that. I was going to new culture, new country, new language, new food. Everything is new to me. So, but then because of my belief, because of my dream, because of my consistent efforts, I was able to do that. So I went to University of Warwick and I studied there. Before even I decided to go to UK, I decided that okay, I'll go there, I'll study there, and come back to India and start a business. That is very, very important to me because this country gave me everything. This country gave me education, food, shelter, my parents, everything this country gave me. So I have to give back to only this country, not to some other country, developed country. That country is already developed. They have less challenge to tackle. We have plenty of challenges to tackle. Everyone from India get educated and go to other country. We are being a developed country, we will not be in a developed position. We will not reach a developed position at all. And also, more emotional thing to me is I wanted to be with my parents. Okay, I don't want to go to other country and leave my parents behind, my family behind, and go to other country only for the money. That I don't want to do. And also, after I went there, I studied and I worked there for almost 1.5, 2 years, where I realized money is just a byproduct. Money didn't bring me the satisfaction what I wanted. Okay, that's the realization I had. Then in fact, I decided to come to India once for all. I did not tell my parents. I have made my mind up, and I came to India. And then I told my mom, I'm not going back to UK. Do you know? And she was like surprised. She said, "You didn't tell us." And I told her, I don't have to tell you. And you might tell, stay there, earn more, get married to a person who is in UK. This is all, unnecessary conversation we should have. So I know that I am matured enough to decide my life, and I am doing the right thing. Because I wanted to be with you guys. After marriage also, I wanted to be nearby you, and I wanted to make an impact in this country, not to other country. And obviously, my parents, I'm so blessed to have my parents. Until today, they have not like said no to anything. So whatever I wanted to try, they gave me the space. That itself is the biggest blessing to me. Oh, okay. So I came back to India. So that was then I started the first business. Okay, the first business was e-commerce business, and we were selling. We designed and developed buy to all portal, and we started selling mobile phones and books through that portal.
Mhm.
And that there was a lot of experience. I mean, a lot of learnings in that. The first learning was that I mean, after like 1.5 2 years after running that, we couldn't scale up that business. There was we actually failed in that business. You can either say failed, or you can say learning, but a lot of learning. But with the I lost 25 lakhs in that business. Okay, after losing 25 lakhs, what I realized is that having a mentor is so important. So I come to a stage where now my baby is 8 years. She has her mentor, she has her first mentor. So I made her to realize that you should have a mentor for anything in life. Now she has mentor. So first business, I didn't have a mentor, and I didn't know that I should have one. Okay, that is even worse. I didn't have. I should have one. And even worse, even bad thing is, one mentor approached me, seeing my potential, said that can I help you? At that point of time also, I didn't have an awareness that I should accept that. I thought that I know everything, and I realized later on in my life that is the age. I didn't have enough awareness, I didn't have enough maturity. That is because I didn't educate myself enough. Take it, Keaton. We were part of Success Gian events. During his college life itself, he was going through a lot of programs run by best of the best people in the world. So you guys are so blessed to associate with him. This is coming from my heart, guys. It is. I'm not saying this to make Keaton's proud or happy. It is coming from my heart because I know his journey, and I know his journey of how his father built his business, how challenging it was for him. So I know that. So this, mm, where was
Yeah,
I?
so about the mentorship. So we were talking about the mentorship.
Yeah,
You got the
yeah, correct.
opportunity. Yeah.
So, correct. The first business was failure. Then I realized I should have a mentor. The second, before even I started my second business, my mom requested me one thing. You are a girl. Please get married to somebody and then do some work. This is the first request coming from my mom. Then I said, okay, I think this is fair. I'm 26, and a lot of my friends got married. In 2 months' time, I'm going to be 27. Let me get married. But I gave one. I told my mom one thing. Mom, I'll get married, but definitely I will choose the person. Can you allow me to do this? Okay. Mom was like, it is not like usual thing, right? In India, at least in the area where I live. So she was like a bit skeptical, but I told her that, Ma, I'm 26. I have the maturity to choose my life partner. I will not choose on the basis of color or on the basis of lifestyle, on the basis of the maturity, on the basis of vision they have. Only I'll choose. This is very important. A lot of people you're listening here is college goers, or you're going to finish your college. In fact, I'm working with the interns. There are 25, like 17 interns I'm hand holding at present. The first thing I told them is that, like, men and women, girls and boys are working together. I have a huge responsibility, guys. You have a trust on me to teach you things. Okay, definitely it will teach you, but I have a huge responsibility, is that you should not choose your life partner at this age, because you have to learn a lot of things in life. You have to get exposed to a lot of things. Then, when you have the maturity, then you can definitely choose your life partner. For that to happen, you should know what life is, what is important to you in your life is, which one brings satisfaction to you, whether can you keep other person in your life, like can you be flexible, can you be adaptable, do you have the understanding that I mean we are two different people, each one has each vision, each one are different. You should not expect other person to fulfill your what to say, your style of living. So it's all, if you have that maturity, then you can go ahead and decide your life partner. But this time, at this age, you should not do that. That was my request to them. Why I shared with this, that because at that age 26, 27, I had that maturity. I openly shared with my mom that, mom, I'll be very very careful choosing my life partner. In fact, I mean, I have received 100, like the jadakas, they'll say, right?
Hmm.
To my family, it was coming. But then I was behind screen. I was seeing their, the profile, what they studied, what they're doing. I was choosing only the people who are doing business, at least who started business. And I started talking with 10 people. I was very, very open. See, I wanted to marry a person who's into business, who's like, my dream and your dream and the vision should be at least aligned to some extent. If it is not, I mean, it don't have to be a same thing, but at least to some extent. So I was talking to like 10 different people, and I met a person. His name is Arun, and his vision and my vision is same. And we understood each other, and then we informed our families that we want to get married. So this is very, very important, guys. Infatuation, it happens for a lot of people, but you should have the fine line that whether this is an infatuation or whether this is a real, like, you found your real lifetime partner with the maturity. So that I wanted to share because a lot of college people are here. So yeah, after that, I found my husband, and we got married, and he's into his family business, and I joined family business after 1.5 years break. I have given enough time to my baby also. I got pregnant, and then I gave enough time, and I took 6 months break. And when my baby is 6 months, then I joined the family business again. So I think I could stop here so that you can ask questions,
Sure,
Kirtan.
sure, sure.
Otherwise, I'll be keep on going.
Definitely, not a problem. So, because that is one thing that I have seen in your side in the journey of last 3 years, right? So you are full of
Mhm.
energy, and that is exactly
Mhm.
what attracts people or customers, or the way how you are doing what you are doing. So full of energy,
Yeah.
full of excitement. That is really, really inspiring to actually watch that as well. So because in the particular journey when you are sharing, so we get to actually keep up certain golden values and amazing values also. Like if you guys watching already got a lot of amazing value, just type it down, AV, amazing value, AV in the comment box. AV, I want to see everybody typing it down, AV, right? Fantastic. So here are a couple of things that what I found like really, really amazing value. Because first thing in the journey itself, you said that like most of the youth specifically in that journey of college time is that they are in that small well, right? So a frog in a small well, right? So which means that we do not have exposure, right? So in the all the innovators talk, so one thing that a very important trait I found is that exploration journey, right? So the one thing is that they always want to explore things in life, right? So the second thing is that you said making mistakes, right? So like even when you are learning the journey of English, right, many people fearful, like when they come from tier 2 cities, tier 3 cities, this is a big challenge specifically among youth, since I work with youth. So they have English communication challenge. But the thing is that most of the time it's actually communication is transfer of your enthusiasm, right? So and also your emotions. But if language is
Yeah.
something that is learnable skill, right? So anytime, any place where you go, but making mistake is absolutely okay, and then we have to accept it and start learning from that. So you already said a very important thing, because these are all very important message you gave in your journey as well, which is actually about talent drain, right? So because huge people who huge number of youth specifically, what it happens is that they get education in some other countries, and immediately they settle there. They're all innovations, all credits go to that particular nation, even though they come from India, right? That is where we see big brands, big MNC companies, right? So unicorns are actually, most of them, it's actually Indians, right? But the thing is that, so that is where we have to come back and give back something really, really. If you are going out, so coming back, giving back to the nation, that's a very important trait of an innovator as we move forward, right? And you also said about decision making and parents alignment, because this is one more big challenge what youth faces. You addressed all of that in your journey already, like parents alignment. People ask this question, sir, like how do we create alignment with parents? Like I have a decision something else and my parents have a decision something else. Like how do we create that alignment? Otherwise always clash, always fight in the house,
Hmm.
right? Always lot of like either parents are too much of like dictatorship kind of oriented thing or don't care, right? So how do we bring that a democratic orientation of parents alignment? This is a bigger challenge that people go through. Like if you can share it in your journey also, that how did you created that alignment with your parents in terms of decision in your career, decision in your relationship, right? So both of the places where you have already created that alignment and have moved forward. So youths will definitely be having questions on that. So would you be giving much more on that? Like how did you created that alignment with your parents?
Okay, awesome. It's a fantastic question because what I understand is that first of all, my parents come from different generation. I am different generation. I have a different exposure. They had a different exposure. Whatever I want in the next 5 minutes, I'll be able to find out.
Mm.
I'm exposed to a lot of social medias, Google, YouTube, and everything. And my friends are from around the world. My parents world is not like that. My parents are from rural background. They stay in this village. The maximum they go out to buy groceries and to maybe for some marriages or some kind of functions they'll go. That's all. Their world was. I had this understanding. See, I used to think about these things. Why am I like this? Why my parents are like this? And I had this understanding. Then, and also I found out one thing through this doesn't happen in a day.
Mm.
It took me more years to understand why parents are the way they are, why I am the way I am. But for me, the realization I had was that, see, I am so blessed to have this kind of parents because they leave me to do, whatever I wanted to do. Okay. So because they gave so much freedom, I thought I should be very, very responsible in whatever I do because even if they don't have money, they'll find money and give it to me. So for this kind of parents, I have to be so responsible. And what are they expecting? All they're expecting is our child has to be very safe, protected, and they love us so much. Sometimes the love and the care comes in front of us, and that might we might think, why are they stopping their growth, stopping my growth? Though
Mm.
they're our parents, I'm saying this, I wanted to do this, and they're saying don't do that. If they're saying don't do that, because they're saying that because of the love and care, guys, honestly, nothing else. And also less awareness they have. You might be saying really good thing, but they couldn't understand with the current awareness they have.
Mm.
Okay, so I had that realization. Then I talk their language. That's what I learned. And I talk with them every day. If I get the opportunity, I'll talk in their language. Okay, so that even small achievement I do, I'll go and share with them. Ma, I did this. Ma, I did that. Kirtan called me for 5 o'clock. I'm saying, for example, Keerthan called me for 5 o'clock meeting, and there were a lot of students watching us. Because I'm sharing my experience with the college students. I was so happy. I was excited. I share whatever I'm happy with. I'll go and share. The key is you need to communicate to parents the way you communicate with your friends.
Mm.
Okay, you go and share all your feelings, emotions, openly. Okay, that I don't know any parents said that I don't have time to listen to you. Okay, every parent, any, at least either mom or dad, any one of you will listen to you if you ask them Can you have, even if they are the president of World Bank or president of America, they will have time for their own children. So get the timing, talk to them every day and find out their style of understanding and talking, because we are into new world, we are exposed to so much. So it is definitely easy for us to understand their language and communicate in their language, but it is not easy for them. So see in that perspective, talk to them every day and share even little your wishes, achievements, dreams, share every day, so that you are conditioning them what your likes are, what your dislikes are. So when you're doing this over a period of time, maybe like let's say over 3 years or 2 years, they will, completely they'll be aligned with you. They will understand my daughter or my son will not go into a wrong route, because by then they will know clearly what's your vision. You will only do right things. What is the impact you're trying to create in a society? What gives you satisfaction? Everything they will know. But if you have not done this, if you are not talking to them every day, if you're not sharing your dreams and wishes every day, or your like whatever you are happy about, then they will not have a good understanding. They will only think that my son does not know anything, my daughter does not know anything, and one fine day you go and say, I want to get married to this person. It is a shocking to them. If you're communicating in a way they wanted to hear, then you go and say, I think I like this person. The reason I like this person is this, and I don't. This is the biggest problem will come in between parent and the son or daughter choosing the life partner. So that itself can easily be solved through constant communication, and talk the language you parents understand, not the language you understand.
Absolutely
That
amazing.
helps.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Because very important point you shared, which most of the youths do not do, is that sharing their
Mm.
results, sharing their track
Mm.
records, sharing their past proven results, sharing small achievements, whatever they do it
Yeah.
on a day-to-day basis. So it must be shared. Could be like your experience, it could be your emotions, could be like something goes wrong, something goes right. So what is happening? So that you give that time to actually with them, and they also actually give time. So because relationship cannot be just like many of the times, so I always say this, like you want to go to the bank and just withdraw your interest if you have not done any deposits, right? So same thing is true. So in relationship there must be an investment from the both the entities, and that is when a true alignment can be created and move forward. Because many people want to become an innovator, want to become an entrepreneur, want to create amazing things, but suddenly their parents wish is that like you get into banking sector, or you get into this, like they have been very clearly taught that like you become a doctor, or you just become an engineer and work in so and so company, right? So they had that dreams built up from like when they were fifth standard. Parents will be having so much things, but the thing is that as they are growing, so if they share that, so this is what is my life is all about, not in a conflicting way, but sharing their choices, sharing their experiences, sharing their results, will definitely support them in creating and starting their innovator journey or entrepreneur journey. That was really fantastic. And you also shared in your journey that your failure journey, and you also shared us about we can take it as a failure or we can take it as a learning, and you said the importance of mentorship, right? So how important it is, like because even today Bill Gates have lot of mentors in lot of areas of his life. It does not matter how much we grow, the moment we build these three dangerous words, then we are gone, which is I know everything. So we also shared about that, like how it is very important to have mentors in our life, in guiding us, supporting us, and taking our journey to the next level. So now I want to actually move forward. Like, so how did it your life turning point, changing point after that learning journey of building that to actually having a brand in agri-tech business right now, so having the pressed coal oil. So how did all this journey started, and how you are actually scaling and taking across?
Okay, awesome. So yeah, see, as I already told, I don't know whether I told in this meeting, because previous meeting I was sharing this. I'm not sure whether I have shared in this meeting. So anyways, I'll share again. So I joined my family business, my husband's family business. It's coconuts and copra business. Okay, copra is the byproduct. I mean, the next product of copra is coconut is copra. It is used for coconut oil, making coconut oil. So I've joined my family business. When I joined the family business, there was no system, there is no process, there is no structure. Only my father-in-law was taking care of it because he doesn't have the awareness that if we need to scale up the business, we need to have everything in place. He doesn't have that awareness. Okay, right? So I understand that. Then after I joined the family business. Me and my husband was clearly discussing that this is not the go forward. This is not the way we have to go forward. We have to first of all recruit the right people, put in the right place, and create the structures, create the and the system and all, so that we can scale up this business further. So we were doing this for 5 years. And after 5 years, what we both had realized is that both husband and wife need not to be in the same business, because now that we have put in place system, structure, and person in place, we can move on to the next business or next vertical or whatever. Okay, then we were we were like at that point of time, we thought, we I think for past 5 years, whatever we could, we know we have done this. After this, we don't know what to do. Now we need some mentor or coach or somebody. That's when we found Rajiv Talreja, and where me and you met. So we found him, and I was sharing with him that I need to do a new business, even after immediately joining the course. And he was listening to this for like 6 7 months, and one day, I think during the session or during the call, he said, Sindhu, whether do you want to learn swimming? He asked me, and I said, yeah. But then you want to learn swimming and you're standing in the seashore and always looking at the sea. I don't understand, Sindhu. If you want to start, just go and jump. If you want to learn swimming, go and jump into the sea. Let's see what happens. Okay, I have a lot of respect for him, because he's very very authentic, and he wants to create a lot of impact in the society. I is he calls himself as a coach, but I see him as a mentor. Okay, so he told me, and at that point of time, then the next day after he told me, that there was some thought process in my mind. Why don't I do oil? Okay, because I'm into coconut copra, the next value addition product is coconut oil. That was the thought process. The day he said you have to jump into the sea, the next day I've given the check to the machinery manufacturer. I told my business partner Arun that, see, I'm gonna do this oil brand. Even if it fails, I will have my own learnings. So with that learning, the next business will be going to be super successful. So because also my mentor taught me that, see, when you know that this might be failure or success, you don't have to you don't have to hold on to anything. I mean, you will not have a fear. If you want only success, then you will have a fear that how you're going to do it. So that Rajiv taught me very very nicely that like, it might be successful or it might be failure, but give it a shot. No, without giving it a shot, how will you know that whether it is success or a failure? So that mindset I had. So I told my business partner the same thing. Let us give a shot. Even, see, we are going to buy a machine. In the process, I'm going to learn marketing, sales, and the team building and everything. I'm going to learn distribution, logistics. If this brand fails, no worries. I have all the learning. We will launch another product or another service. We will take all the learnings to other product and service, and we'll make it as a success. With that confidence, I gave the check to the machinery manufacturer. Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. So specifically, so you actually said about your journey started with the Suppresso, with your decision saying that, so no matter what, whether it is a failure or a success, so it does not matter when you remove the fear, right? When fear is gone, So then the end product is end result is not the main important thing. It's the journey, it's the process. So based
Correct,
on that,
correct.
whatever we actually achieve, so it's going to be a byproduct, so we do not need to be worrying about that. That's fantastic. So
Yeah.
now, so tell us more about Sopresso, like what is it about and how it is actually growing. So what's like, just to tell the audience that even definitely we'll all use oils in our day-to-day life, like how is that we how is that it is completely unique and different, and what is your value proposition in that?
Awesome. So if you're learning one thing today, learn this thing, guys. You take any food product, okay? Any food product, take the food product and see the ingredients, okay? In the ingredients place, if it has, I mean, like if you can't understand anything, like emulsifier 1 or 2, whatever, if you can't, the jargons will be there in the lot of food products. If you cannot understand that ingredient, you need to completely avoid those products,
Hmm.
okay? Sometimes it's very very shocking to hear, what are the ingredients used there. I don't want to go in deeper, but in simple terms, if you can't understand the ingredient put in the ingredient page, please avoid and please stay away from it, because some of them are root cause for the chronic disease, guide. Today you might feel happy, you might feel okay, but in the long run, you dig about this subject, why cancer is coming, why heart disease, heart attack is coming, you will come to know, a lot of things. Okay. So it's very very, if you learn that thing, learn this. But because we are into coconut, copra, and I know what is happening in the oil industry. Some of the not all of them, some of them do adulteration, and then they, to lower the price and all those things, they do. And by seeing that, hearing about that, I thought, we have to give a authentic oil without any chemicals, without any preservatives. Let's give a fresh oil. There is fresh milk available, fresh
Hmm.
vegetables available. If you use those ingredients in your day to day, the food making, the food will uh, taste delicious. And the same way, if you use the fresh oil also, it will taste very nice. So that is the concept behind why we went into edible oil. And that's how, I've decided to go into oil, and we coined the brand name Presso, cold press oil. I picked up the word presso, press, cold press oil. I picked up the word press, and O from oil. So club together Presso. And also I wanted to build a global brand. Okay, if it is a global brand, the name has to be familiar. I mean, easy to pronounce for everyone in the world. And that is also another reason I picked up the brand Presso. And it is being launched in Bangalore. And you were there, Kirtan,
Yes,
when
yes, yes.
we
I
were
was there
launched.
in the launch.
Yeah, yeah, Keithan was also there. We launched in Bangalore, and from there the journey is so beautiful, and it is worth it, because we are associated. We had our own challenges for first 2.5 years, guys. It is so much challenging. It is unbelievable that when you wanted to give in the best product to the market, there are a lot of questions coming up. Why your oil is priced at this price? I can buy oil at 200 rupees, and you are saying your oil is 300 rupees or 350 rupees or 400 rupees. Okay, does it mean your profit margin is high? A lot of questions, because when you build a brand, you are answerable to every single customer of yours. Okay, they'll come directly to you and ask you. They have your email ID, they have your phone number, they are following your social media pages. All the questions will come to you directly. So first 2.5 years, there was a lot of challenges to share why am I doing, what am I doing, because trust building takes time. See, if I launch a product, people will not like trust me immediately. I'm trying to build a global brand. I'm reaching out to a lot of Indians, and also globally also I'm trying to reach out to. So when you're reaching out to a lot of people, and when you're in an early stage, it's your responsibility to make things clear, that this is why you are doing. What we are doing is, like how we are doing, why you are doing, and all. You have to share your story. So for sharing that story, to get the trust of a lot of customers, it took us 2.5 years. In fact, we started with a concept called Pressopreneur. So we were giving business opportunity to the people who wanted to start a business, because now it's been 11 years I'm into the business. I know how business operates and everything. So I wanted to share this knowledge to other entrepreneurs. So we call them Presso partners. They can take oil from us and they can sell it to their friends, relatives, neighbors, or they can go to the shops. We call them distributors, like, so they can go to the shops and sell it. So this was the business model we took. And for that, a lot of people don't have the trust. How you're going to handhold. You are just started the brand, you don't know marketing, you don't know sales, and apart from that, they themselves are not putting consistent efforts. This is very, very important, guys. Everything you can learn, but for learning you have to put consistent efforts. Without putting efforts, you cannot expect the results. So that was the biggest challenge we had. Though we found a lot of pressopreneurs, they were not putting consistent efforts. um, Maybe I couldn't inspire them enough, or I could not I could not share my story well. Now I have mastered the skill of sharing the story. After 2.5 years challenges, in last 2.5 months alone, we have added 60 to 70 business partners. And around India, we were only thinking of Tamil Nadu initially, but a lot of people coming from like different parts of India, shared that we can do business with you guys, and the repurchase happening. Now this model works, and this we have taken our brand to global market also. A month before, we have exported our first consignment to Qatar and Dubai. So first consignment happened, but then to become a global brand, I have to reach out to at least 230 countries in next few years. So this is the journey so far. In the journey, the main thing is, see, we give our 95% of our team are women, and they're working from home. I have mastered the model to make every person accountable in the team, because I am living in this village. I love this village. I don't want to go out of this village. At the same time, I do not want to compromise on my dream building a global brand sitting here. So I mastered the skill and expertise to manage the team members from around India. So we are 95% of women team and 100% sales team of women. Okay, all of the sales coming to Pressos coming because of the women. So women who are watching here, business doesn't know the gender, sales flow doesn't know the gender, caste doesn't know cash flow doesn't know this gender, the life doesn't know the gender. Don't have that thought that I'm a girl, I'm a woman, I can't do this, I can't do. You can do anything, whatever you wanted to do if you have the dream and if you put your consistent efforts. See, some people might say time will help you, some people will say universe will help you, some people will say God will help you. Guys, take it from you, take it from me, you can only help you. Okay, put your effort, have a dream, work towards it. Even if it takes 5 years, it's worth it, guys. See, you will next after 5 years, you will lead the life with lot of satisfaction, happiness, and contentment. That is so, so important. Yeah, I think I answered your question, Ketan.
Amazing, amazing. Yes, true. So, very importantly, so you have actually shared the journey of Presso in terms of how it actually started. So, what are the various different challenges could be in developing the team or logistics or answering the customers, right? And also, I have a very important question in terms of like, because this is something that what comes in specifically as you were addressing about women, right? So, like, as actually time passes, we'll get more responsibilities like children, husband, family. So, a lot of things like it has to be juggling with a lot of balls, right? So how do you actually manage multiple things? Like, because you are sitting in one place, many people are there across India, across globally, right? So, like, how do you manage all of that? Like what is your take on that?
Okay, awesome. This subject I love to share with a lot of people, because, see, if you want to live happily with a satisfaction, you need to make sure every single family members are happy around you. Okay, so I gave first one. I said the first 1.5 years I took a break. Right, sorry, a lot of mosquitoes are coming. So, um, So first 1.5 years, I took a break from my career, right? The 1.5 years, I gave maybe like 70% of my time to my family members. Okay, for my mother-in-law, to my sister-in-law, I was because I needed to make sure they understand me very clearly, because there should not be any misunderstanding between me and them because I'm new to the family. So I'm very, very careful. I took 1.5 years break, and I mingled with all my family members. Okay. They clear, see, like I shared with you, I was sharing my thought process, what my friend says, what was my achievement so far, what I wanted to do further. Not in a day, in a 1.5 years, I was sharing that. And also I made sure whenever there is a need or a want in my family, I'll go, I'll be the first person go. I volunteer myself and do the works for them. For example, my sister-in-law wanted to go to beauty parlor. I know driving. She doesn't know driving. She'll call driver. I'll say, no, no, no. I'll come with you. I know driving. So I'll go with her. And the same thing with my mother-in-law. So I have the habit of appreciating her at least once a day because she used to cook. She is the good cook, and I thought, I have to appreciate her. For past I like 40 years, she has, given her time to the family. That itself is a miracle for me. How come, one lady has given like 90% of her time to the family every day? So I was like so surprised. And I was, even some upma she does know. If it tastes well, I'll tell her, Mama, this is superb. And she, like even from the small child to the biggest, like elderly person, we all need the smallest appreciation, guys. One appreciation you give, no, they'll be over the moon. They'll do everything, whatever you want, they'll do. So that was the practice I had for the 1.5 years. I gave my time fully to them. Whatever need and want they have, I'll make sure, I'll give my time, and I'll share my views and everything. These are the three things I did. After 1.5 years, you won't believe me, nobody sees where I am. Everything will run in the house without me. I have a daughter, she's studying 3 years, and even she runs her life without me. Okay, so because they all understand my vision of building a global brand, now that they don't even ask me where you are. If I don't go for lunch, they'll call me by 1:55, you are not coming for lunch. That's all. That's the only call I get. Otherwise, they left me like I'm so independent. Even I will say like 2 days before, my friend called me. My friendship with him was 17 years, and he called me, said, "Hi, Simba, can we meet?" And immediately I said, "Yeah, meet. I'm just starting now." I told him, and then. I told my husband that I'm going to meet my friend. So that's the kind of trust they have. Every one of my family members, they have. It didn't come in a day. I have put enough time and efforts to make them understand who I am, what am I doing. So they have that trust. Now I don't need to ask permission from anybody. I just need to give information. And if I'm going out, they have to know, okay, I'm going out and I'll come on this time. That's all they need to they're expecting. So this
Fantastic.
is how, yeah.
Fantastic. So I can see in the comment box full of loves, full of various different emotions. So people are really, really enjoying what you are sharing.
Listen,
So,
I can't see. How do I see this?
so
Okay, share
I,
me some
so
screenshot or something,
sure,
or
sure, definitely, definitely. I will definitely share the screenshots of this as well. Yes, fantastic.
okay.
Yes, so I've taken the screenshots of that. So I'll be sharing as we are actually moving forward. So
Mm.
specifically, one of the very important thing that what you shared in having sometimes this is actually a big impediment in some like people's life when they're actually growing. No, so suddenly your family, your relatives, all these people start seeing you doing different things, right? Even though you are succeeding there, sometimes they feel that like no, this is disalignment, all those things, right? But what you said is that so appreciation, right? So whatever gets appreciated gets repeated, right? And
Yeah,
also creating a good relationship and investing good amount of time can actually get
yeah,
you to the level that they are your dream team. It's not that it is different, right? Even though they are actually doing other things which is not at all related to your system, but if they don't do it, probably you might have to do it, right? So
yeah,
in your other time you might have to do it, which means that if they are taking care of that, they are also part of building the global brand. So which means that that is, if
yeah,
we start seeing that way, then we see that like success is nothing but creating pleasantness around us, right? If one
Exactly.
person is not happy, then gone, so that one person can
Yeah.
become a villain in our life, and that could come
Yeah, biggest
usually
struggle in
from
your life
family.
then.
Right, usually
Yeah,
that
yeah,
person can come from family, right? Not from the
yeah,
outsider, not from somebody who is a stranger. So
yeah,
known people only can be an impediment or a struggling point in our life, and we stuck there, not able to move forward in that particular journey. Great,
yeah.
fantastic. So now I want to know, so you shared about very three important key ingredients in building any business, like we need to have systems, process, and structures, right? So, and I know for sure that like all system builders journey start with one person with that vision
Hmm,
and mission,
hmm.
right? And when you have to align your team, right? So a lot of the times what will happen is that when you are getting the team or people will be having wavering mind, should I stay, should I not stay, should I work, should I continue, should I not continue, all these particular things will be happening. So how did you build that dream team, and how did you actually start scaling it up? And I want to know about like, so did you find any challenges, or did you had good to go kind of an experience? Like what was your experience with that? Because many people here
Oh,
also
wow.
system builders, they are building
Mm-hmm.
their various different brands, so they definitely need guidance on that team building and people, because system or business is very simple, people are complicated, right? So like how did you deal with that?
Yeah. So see, I'm a people person first of all. Okay, I my strength lies in talking to people and motivating them, inspiring them. That's all. I strength I learned over the period of time. It didn't come in a day or two. I learned over a period of time, because now I am convinced that team and team and the idea matters. If you have team, if you have an idea, you will be a next billionaire. Okay, and you need to know how to manage this team, make them everyone accountable. That's very very important. See, I had my own challenges, definitely, like 3 years before, until 3 years before, I had my own challenges of managing people. I could not make them align to my vision. I was not communicating well, or I have recruited wrong people. Okay, and I have this soft corner that, how to make them to say go. How can I say them that you are not fit into this organization, you have to go. I was the soft corners was there. Then later on I realized, see, business is business. I love people, but then if the business is scaling up, the person has to learn along with the business, and they have to, go to the next level. If they're not going to next level, you have to tell them, you need to give them the feedback consistently. And let's give him or her 6 months time. If they are not, learning as a business needed, then you have to tell them very in a respectful manner, I think this business is not suitable for you. Sometimes, the main challenge came to me is that one person was not honest enough. I was training, like I was putting so much efforts in training, and he was not honest. He was is not honest at all. I found out 3 times. The third time I called him and said, so these are the situations I found you being not honest, and our core value is be honest. We are saying that every single day in the morning meeting, and after saying that you're not following that, and you have done this 3 times, I myself have seen this, and I don't think this is the right place for you, because after all this training and after practicing the core value, and you're doing this not 1 time, 3 times, so this is not a right fit for you. And I'll give you 1 month. Oh, sorry, my phone. So after, I'll give you 1 month time and 1 month salary. You find your new job, and please make sure, even after going to the job, at least try to be honest. That's the advice I gave, and I made him to go out. But that was the person I trained him, in all aspects of business. And then I have to start my journey again, recruiting a new person and training them. That was, a bit of a challenge I had. But then after that, what I learned is my job. See, in fact, I call myself as a chief food care officer, because I need to give so much importance to the food I make. And most of the time, what I'm doing, my designation has become chief happy officer. So whenever my team members share some problems, they'll say, I have a back pain today, so I need leave. And with that also, I'll give some suggestions like what you can do for the back pain. And one of my team members is pregnant, and she newly joined, and she was upset that I newly joined, but then I couldn't deliver on my promises. She was so upset. I said, see, come on. Her name is Bindu. Come on, Bindu. You are carrying the great human being, and he or she is going to, achieve so many things in life. This is just 9 months. If you cannot deliver your promise for this week, you might deliver on next week. Not a problem. So now I have become a chief happy chief happy officer, meaning that I need to make sure every single team member of my business is happy. That is the only thing I'm doing. My team members started asking, how is it possible for you? Why you are giving solution to every problem? And I said, this is my only high priority in team building. So if I make sure you are happy, then all the works is automatically taken care of. In fact, Presso, even if I'm not here for 1 month, it will run without me. Okay, that's how I have built the business. That's how I'm managing people around. I have a strict con calls, 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. My life runs on con calls. In fact, the Zoom calls and WhatsApp calls, and but they're all very accountable, so it's easier to manage people from different places.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I got couple of points from your style of building the team and supporting the team, caring them, growing them.
Yeah.
So you shared about accountability, feedback. So when something goes wrong, so what is the very important thing? But many of the times, many system builders fail in feedback or in actually giving them accountability. Is that there is no proper structure? Because my mentor says that in absence of rules, people make up their own rules, right? So when you said about the values, all these things are very very key important things in building a system, right? So once it is already done, clearly laid out, educated to them, this is exactly how it is, then we can actually call upon that as an accountability or a feedback in supporting them, in growing them, and also being empathetic as a human being.
Yeah.
So other person is also going through certain challenges or struggles or their own things, so honor the struggle, so honor where they are actually coming from, and also supporting the journey of the whole system or as a business as well. Fantastic, that was really really amazing thing. So now, so since we
Ketan,
have, yeah, so since we
Ketan,
have,
before you go on to next question, I want to add some more things.
sure,
Because
sure.
we care like this for the team members, I have the team members who work, they don't see time, what time they're working. Morning 5 o'clock, I might be receiving mails and WhatsApp messages from my team members. Today is this order, today is my priority is this, today my marketing objective is this. And by 12 o'clock also, they'll be sending messages. I didn't ask them to work 24/7, but what they do is they balance their work and they balance their family, because they're happy. They don't see time. If they have any work in the daytime, they'll do it. But after, while they'll make sure their task is completed. As long as they completed their daily goals and weekly goals, I don't care about from what time to what time they work. I'm only concerned about the time they attend the meeting. Meeting is by 10 a.m. You have to attend, no other choice. But otherwise, it is up to them to decide the working hours. That's how, I'm trying, I'm scaling my team.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, and that is actually called as like unconditional work, right? So it's not based on
Yeah.
condition saying that from this time to this time only I'll work, right? So when it grows
Mm-hmm.
beyond that, so that is when we are able to actually make it happen. Fantastic, fantastic, Sindhu ma'am.
Yeah.
So now I have
Thank
like a
you.
last few minutes. So I'll be giving this time for audience right now to ask any questions for Sindhu ma'am. If you have any questions, so put it in the comment box. I will be very happy to actually pick that up and ask that to Sindhu ma'am. I hope that you have really really enjoyed this particular show. Kindly share this show with as many friends as possible, and also use the hashtag, right, college innovators hashtag and hashtag presso, so that even ma'am can actually see that like how, so
Say
this,
Presto cold pressed oil. Please use
yes, yes,
hashtag Presto cold pressed oil.
yes, yes.
COLDPRESS cold press oil, OIL.
Fantastic.
Because
So
I think we have crossed more than 15,000, I think, hashtags. So this will add up to our journey, and you're going to make a difference in our journey by hashtagging this. There will be a lot of people seeing this, and they will come to know about Presso. The one thing I want to share is, if you want to build a brand, if you want your customers to buy a brand, you need to make sure they're seeing this brand at least 50 times. Okay, so you are going to help that. So please hashtag college innovator and also hashtag Presso Cold Pressed Oil. So I know, how much you love me and Kirtan.
Yes, fantastic. And also, team will be sharing all the links to connect with Sindhu
Mhm.
ma'am. So, and also all the website links also where you can actually get more information about Presso, how you can actually get part of any of the kind of opportunities. Could be like Pressopreneur. So you are actually supporting lot more people actually get into that, or so supporting them in terms of like being probably a great raving fan customer of Presso in actually using the oil, right? So and various different opportunities and lot of things. So team have already shared it in the link here, the links for the Facebook, link for the Insta, and Presso's like personal FB and Insta, and also FB, Insta, and website of Presso also has been shared. So kindly connect back to Sindhu ma'am also in that particular thing. So guys, if you have any questions, so kindly put it in the comment box so that we will ask that questions to ma'am. So if you have any questions, so otherwise we will be actually so ending this particular show, and I hope that you really enjoyed this. I'm seeing so super amazing engagement from all of you. Thank you so much for joining and supporting, and also gaining lot more values and learnings from this particular thing. So on this particular thing, so I want to actually give it to Sindhu ma'am to give out your last so I think yeah, I just got a question right now, ma'am. How to stick to one idea without without dabbling and taking it to next level? So what, like I think like idea battle, sometimes this idea will come, that idea will come, like how do we stick to one idea and take the journey forward? That's the question from Sapik
Okay.
Nayak.
Okay, brilliant question, Satvik. At that age, this question is normal. I am with you. We had also same thought process, and even now also we have the same thought process. If I okay, can I start a new business now? Can I start a new product now? Can I start a new service now? These ideas are always there, and you're always like you'll feel like, can I start better than this? Can I start better than that? Okay, so you're completely normal and accept that fact. And the one thing you have to work on is that, see, ideas are there, ideas are, there are millions of ideas available, and which one is suitable for you? Just think that if you take this idea, there might be not there will be lot of challenges. Let's say you will have 100 or thousands of challenges while you're executing in this idea. Okay, so even with those challenges, with those frustrations, can you stick to this idea? That is the key. If we can think of even 1,000 challenges comes, because I love this idea, I will definitely I will overcome this idea. I mean, I will overcome these challenges and frustration and make this idea happen. If you strongly believe that, just go ahead with that idea. If you're in a dilemma, don't go with the idea. And then the second thing is, if you think about that idea, does it bring fear in you that, is it possible for me to do this? And also, does it inspire you? Fear and inspiration, both are the key. So if it is creating fear in you, and if it is also inspiring you, and also if you can decide that I can handle all the challenges and frustrations while executing this idea, then that's it. You can fix on the idea. You work on this idea for like, we cannot fix the timing, because due to maybe your idea might be so big that you have to work for next 5 years or 10 years, or your idea might be so small you have to work for 1 year. So it depends on, it depends for different people. But yeah, this is how I will make my decision.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I think people have really enjoyed this particular show. I'm getting a lot of questions right now since we have opened up for a lot of questions. So I will be only taking few of them, guys. So since because of the timing thing, so we have Pavana Shetty here, so who is also the executive member of Kanti Kranti. So she runs a rural brand in terms of FMCG. So her question is that, so how have you made your brand unique in the market and gain customer attention?
Okay. See, I though a lot of cold pressed oil brands are there, my story is unique. Okay, there are a lot of brands without chemicals, without preservatives. Okay, at my main USP is that we sell fresh oil. So whatever you buy, in last 10 days only it might have manufactured. So that's what we do. That's one of the USP. And we sell stories. We mainly sell our oil through our business partners. We sell our oil through relationship marketing. See, if Keerthan sells anything, I will buy because I know Keerthan as a person, what's how he will do things, what he's up to, how he will take care of my health or my lifestyle. So I know him very well. So that is the strategy we worked on. Relationship marketing works, and we always share stories. With all the business partners. So one of the stories, see, we wanted to impact 1 lakh micro entrepreneurs, create 1 lakh micro entrepreneurs. This journey might not be easier. It might take 20 years of time, but I think this is worth it. After 20 years, if I think about my journey should be worth living. So that's my thought process. I share this story with everyone I talk to. Okay, so they get inspired of the story. And I also share, we have a Show the Care campaign that we wanted to reach out to 10 lakh mothers so that those mothers can use this oil and make their make their family happier and healthier. So these are all the few things we do. We share the stories with whomever we know, and it works. And remember, the key is stories sell. Okay, that is it. Stories sell. A lot of people are buying, watching the story. What is Presso's journey? Who is running this? If you go to supermarket and if you see this Presso oil, will you buy or not? Yeah, so that is the power of story, guys. And if you see online also, you might buy this Presso oil, or if you some business partner of ours selling in Gujarat or Bangalore, we have a lot of business partners. So if somebody nearby you selling Presso oil, you will happily go and buy because I have added value to you. I have shared my experience. I have shared the story. So the power of story matters. Story sells, and the story has to be authentic. That's very important.
Fantastic. So you have rightly made a point that facts will tell, stories will sell, right? So that's a very important thing. So that is a very important thing that any system builder needs to actually understand in the journey of building any kind of a brand. So we need to actually share the facts, features, benefits, all these things. But ultimately, what a customer actually buys into is the stories, the problems, and the dreams that what he has, or the dreams that is going to get fulfilled for his thing. So that is where we have prospect empathy or the customer empathy, that what we are going to actually create. Ultimately, it's for them, right? So that is an amazing thing. Yes, fantastic. So with that, so thank you so much. You have given an amazing time for all of our audience and all the community. Thank you so much in your busy schedule. So because you were in complete meeting, one thing after other, but you have made it for this show. Thank you so much, and adding so much value for our audience. Thank you. So
my pleasure, Keerthan. My pleasure. I enjoyed this meeting so thoroughly, and I'm glad to do anything for this college innovator because you have taken up a bigger mission than yourself. My support will be always there for you and your community. Have a great time. Let us create histories together, guys. Let us be the reason behind histories. Have a great evening. Bye bye.
Fantastic. So thank you so much, guys, for joining in for this particular episode. Look forward to see you all joining in another episode, bringing you another innovator, expert, and an entrepreneur to learn and grow all us together. And as ma'am said it right, let's all create the history together. Bye bye.